I'm 79 years old, and for most of my life, I felt like something was missing. I chased success, money, relationships, always thinking the next thing would finally make me happy. But it never did. It took me nearly 8 decades to understand why I was never satisfied, and today, I'm going to share what I learned so you don't have to wait that long. This isn't just theory. It's the hard-won wisdom of a long, and sometimes difficult, life. Let's start with the biggest illusion of all: time. When you're young, you think you have an infinite supply of it. You say, "I'll do it tomorrow, I'll start next year, I'll travel when I retire." I did that. I put my dreams on a shelf, waiting for the perfect moment. But the perfect moment never arrives. It's a myth. Time isn't a renewable resource. It's your most precious, finite asset. Every tomorrow you promise yourself is a day you've spent from the only life you have. I remember being 30 and thinking 50 was ancient. Then I was 50, thinking I had all the time in the world until retirement. Now, at 79, I look back and see that all those years weren't separate chapters. They were a single, continuous story, and I spent too much of it waiting for the next page instead of living on the one I was on. Don't wait. The time to live is now. Not when you get the promotion, not when the kids are grown, not when you have more money. Now, next, let's talk about success. Our society has a very narrow definition of success, doesn't it? It's about the job title, the size of your house, the car you drive. I bought into that completely. I worked 60-hour weeks, climbed the corporate ladder, and collected all the shiny objects that were supposed to prove I'd made it. And you know what? It was empty. The thrill of a promotion lasts a week. The new car smell fades. The big house just means more to clean. I was so busy building a life that looked good from the outside that I forgot to build one that felt good on the inside. True success isn't about what you acquire. It's about who you become. It's about waking up with a sense of purpose, not a sense of dread. It's about integrity, kindness, and contributing something positive to the world, even in a small way. I wish I'd spent less time trying to impress people I barely knew, and more time cultivating my own character. The things that brought me the deepest satisfaction were never on my resume. They were the moments I helped someone without expecting anything in return. The times I stood up for what was right, and the quiet evenings spent with people I loved. This brings me to relationships, the true currency of life. I made a terrible mistake for many years. I took people for granted. I assumed my family would always be there. I was too busy for old friends. I thought relationships could be put on autopilot while I focused on my career. I was wrong. People are not permanent fixtures. Friendships fade from neglect. Family drifts apart. One day you look up and realize the people who mattered most have moved on, or worse, are no longer with us. The deepest regret I carry isn't a failed business deal. It's the phone calls I didn't make, the I love yous I didn't say, and the time I didn't spend with the people who were the bedrock of my life. You can always make more money, but you can never make more time with a loved one who is gone. Nurture your relationships like a garden. Water them with your time, attention, and affection. Be present. Put your phone away when you're with someone. Listen, really listen, to what they're saying. Forgive quickly. Love generously. In the end, it's not the milestones or the achievements you'll remember. It's the faces, the laughter, and the shared moments with the people who made your journey worthwhile. Let's also discuss regret. It's a heavy burden to carry, and I carried it for a long time. I regretted not taking that job offer in another city. I regretted the harsh words I said in an argument 20 years ago. I regretted not learning to play the guitar. These regrets were like ghosts, constantly whispering about the life I could have had. But here's what I finally realized. Regret is a prison you build for yourself. It keeps you chained to a past you cannot change. The key to escaping is forgiveness, not just for others, but for yourself. You have to accept that you did the best you could with the knowledge and maturity you had at the time. You will make mistakes. You will fail. You will say the wrong thing. That's part of being human. The goal isn't to live a life with no regrets. That's impossible. The goal is to learn from your mistakes, make amends where you can, and then let them go. Don't let the ghost of who you were yesterday haunt the person you are today. Every morning is a new chance to be a better version of yourself. So, why was I never satisfied? Because I was looking for fulfillment in all the wrong places. I thought satisfaction was a destination, a point I would reach after achieving a certain level of success or acquiring enough things. But it's not. Satisfaction isn't a destination, it's a practice. It's the daily choice to find joy in the ordinary. It's the warmth of the sun on your face. It's the taste of your morning coffee. It's a good conversation with a friend. It's the feeling of gratitude for the simple fact that you are alive and breathing. For decades, I was so focused on the mountaintop that I missed the beauty of the climb. I ignored the flowers growing by the side of the path. The secret to a satisfied life isn't getting everything you want. It's wanting everything you have. It's about shifting your focus from what's missing to what's present. When I started practicing gratitude, truly feeling thankful for my health, my home, the people in my life, everything changed. The constant, gnawing feeling of dissatisfaction began to fade, replaced by a quiet, steady sense of peace. My final piece of advice is this: know yourself. I spent so much of my life trying to be the person others expected me to be, the good son, the successful employee, the responsible husband. I rarely stopped to ask myself what I truly wanted. What were my passions? What made my soul sing? I buried my own desires under a mountain of shoulds. Don't make that mistake. Your life is your own masterpiece. Don't let others hold the paintbrush. Take the time to be alone, to be quiet, and to listen to that small voice inside you. It knows what you need. It knows your truth. It might be scary to follow it, especially if it leads you down a path that others don't understand. But living an authentic life, one that is true to your own values and passions, is the only way to find genuine, lasting contentment. It's better to be a first-rate version of yourself than a second-rate version of someone else. So, at 79, this is what I know. Life is short, and it's beautiful, and it's messy. Don't waste it chasing illusions. Invest in your time, your character, and your relationships. Forgive yourself. Practice gratitude. And most importantly, be true to who you are. The satisfaction you're searching for isn't out there somewhere. It's already inside you, waiting for you to pay attention. Thank you for letting me share my story. I truly hope it helps you. Down in the comments, I'd love to hear what lesson resonated with you the most. What's one small change you might make after hearing this? I read all of your comments and find so much wisdom in your stories, too. If you found this valuable, please consider subscribing for more real stories and life advice. Thanks for watching.